Like, people be saying, oh, I just take for granted not being able to go out to the club. Like, I took for granted but no, what you should be saying is I took for granted not getting the proper rest. I took for granted not being able to talking to God the way I need to talk to him, figuring out who I am. Like, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Jassy Angel, and this is Jassy Angel Show, and welcome back to my channel. So today, what we're going to be talking about is pretty much what everybody been talking about, I guess. Just the idea of, you know, now that we're in quarantine, like taking this opportunity to pretty much seize the day, or seize the weeks that we have, or seize the months that we may have, as in regards to, you know, being on quarantine and being in the house and just being with yourself and with your thoughts and with just everything that, you know, that you could possibly think about. Last year, I had put together a vision board of what I saw my life coming for this year. I'm actually looking at it right now because it's on my wall. It was a 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year plan. And honestly, like, this time has, you know, the main thing that was on my vision board was the fact that I wanted to be, as far as my 1 year goal, I wanted to, you know, get my weight under control. I wanted to be more of a minimalist. And I wanted to save $5,000, right? And I wanted to get my credit to be A1 steak sauce. And with that being said, I ain't accomplished none of that stuff. Since October, which it has been, let's see, what, 3-4 months? Something like that? 8 months? No.
October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 5 months. So
in five months, almost 6 months, I have not done any of it. Now, I will say that I have had some false starts. I will say that I went and paid an outrageous amount of money for a membership that I thought I was going to use, and every time I would go work out for a few weeks at a time, then I would have a setback. Then I will go work out for a few times, then I'll have a setback. And I'm just like, what is the problem? The next thing I'll say is that being a minimalist, like, literally, being that we are at home and we're, like, in quarantine, like, I have absolutely become, like, all the things that I thought about, like, far as the amount of clothing I wear on a regular basis, like, I literally wash the same clothes over and over again. And that may not be much, but that's a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? I've cleaned up my room. I have thrown a lot of stuff away. I have condensed a lot of things down into drawers, whereas I would have just tons and tons and tons of stuff. I got rid of a lot of stuff that I didn't need, stuff that I was no longer using, stuff like, you know, just stuff, right? So I'm already and then also, like, even like spending less money because we're spending less money because we're not going anywhere. We're not indulging in those extracurricular activities that require, like, spending a lot of money. Like, we literally eat at home, cook our food at home. That's the bulk of our money is going to food more than anything. And not even just food from, like, restaurants. Because, yeah, we used to spend a lot of money on food. Even though I feel like I spend maybe a little bit more money on food now that I'm eating at home than I did when I was eating out. But that's neither here nor there. But, you know, we weren't going to the movies. We weren't going out to the bars. We weren't going bowling. We weren't doing those extra things that we were doing. So I'm able to save a lot of my money. And the true test to that will be, once this is over with, like, can I still keep that same mentality? So a lot of that comes, you know, into play of like searching and learning myself and trying to teach myself these healthy habits, and hopefully these habits translate and withstand the test of the time that we're in now and then far beyond that. And on the tip, the part of being like financially stable, right now is prime time for me to be financially stable or to start building a savings, because I'm not spending that much money and I'm not doing a lot of things. And, you know, thank God, you know, I'm in a position where I am still able to work. And I don't have to worry about, you know, not having money or not having a check come in every month, because I am, and I'm thankful for it. But that has also allowed me to get the debt that I owe versus the amount of money that I make. It has gotten me in a position where I'm like, okay, I know I can pay this off in the next few months because I'm not going anywhere. So I can still save the money that I was saving, because I was saved. Like you're supposed to have at least 3 accounts, right? I have 2 check-ins, and then I have a savings. And I don't really put money in my savings because all you do is transfer the money right back out, right? But my other account, I will put money off into that account, and I will always spend it. Like, I will spend it. Like, literally, I would spend all the money that I had as far as my disposable income, and then I would literally go and spend that money too. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is the money I'm supposed to be saving for my trip that I'm supposed to take, you know? And then right before my trip, like my recent trips, I was scrambling to like, okay, let me come up with a couple $100, you know, because I was irresponsible the whole time, right? And so this time I'm like taking the time to be like, no, I have to make better financial decisions. I have to write this stuff down, and this stuff has to be Bible, quote unquote, right? Like, it has to be the law, you know, like whatever I put on this paper that I'm going to pay and the amount that I'm going to pay, I have to stick to that, because if I don't, then, you know, that credit card that I could have paid off, you know, in a month from now is being pushed back to now I have to pay an extra month, you know, having an extra month of interest. But that's $1 that you could have kept in your pocket by not holding true to your plan. And so I can say that this quarantine has helped me because it's put things into perspective, and it made me think, like, you know, all these things that I had planned, like in order to get to my dreams of being weight loss, you know, get to the point where I can be minimalistic, because in actuality I can never be minimalistic if I don't get my debt under control, if I don't, you know, because the point is you want to live off the minimum. But if all your income is going towards your bills, how can I ever get to a position where I can move out? How can I ever get to a position where I want to get my own kitchen so that I can make videos about food and stuff? Like, I talk about this stuff all the time, but I have never like sat down and was like, damn, like, and took a hard look at myself. 1 second, because my dog is trying to get to that position where I can do half of the things that I want to do if I don't get my finances in order. And so this is the first time that I've actually had the time to take a hard look at myself. And I actually just took a seminar class. It was a webinar, actually, and it was called The Psychology of Spending Money, or Saving Money and Spending Money, or something like that. And it actually talked about like some things. I was like, dang, you know, like, they really speaking of the truth, you know, with a lot of things, as far as, you know, like, why do you spend money? You know, a lot of times, you know, I would spend money because it some kind of way made me happy. And then also I'm like, well, shoot, it's not that bad. I'm thinking like, it's not that bad because I'm still gonna be in the same, like, because for the longest time, to be perfectly honest with you, the reason why I never cared about, like, you know, certain things was because I was like, I never had it in my mind that I wanted to move forward. You know, like, I was content living at home. I was content, you know, Mostly that's what it is. So if I'm living at home and I'm not paying certain bills that other people are paying because they, you know, they don't have, like, I talk to a lot of people that don't have credit card debt simply because they live on their own, right? Like, my money, the amount of credit card debt that I have can be going towards an apartment or can be going towards a mortgage note. Like, let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be all the way honest. And I have to be honest with myself. And I think that's the reason why, like, I'm making this video is like, you know, everything that they say, like, I wouldn't go as far to say, you know, oh, you need to take this time to create some type of business for yourself, or you need to take this time to create a business plan. Like, if that's what you want to do and you're in the position, like, you know, if you're in the position to do, you have A, B, and C. And if you figured out A and B already, and you're in a position, C is create a business. That's cool. How did that? C, create a business. If you are in that position, by all means, create that business. But if you know that you can't possibly create a business without having your credit in check, without paying off some debts that you may owe, without clearing up a couple things, without condensing a couple things, without eliminating whatever that you need to eliminate, whether it's not even talking about financial stress, but if you need to get out of a relationship that you need to get out of, if you need to get out of a predicament that you're in that you need to get out of, like, this is the time. But know that you cannot complete C. Like, don't work on C if you don't have A and B together. And that's all I'm trying to tell you. Like for me, right? Like, I'm like, oh, oh, I had a cough. It's not the Rona, okay? I just talk a lot, and sometimes my mouth be getting dry. But anyway, like for me, you know, one of the things that I was like, oh, I'm gonna come back, you know, home. Because I went to California and I went to Florida right back to back, okay? But when I came home, I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. I'm just talking, right? But, like, say, for instance, if I had the idea that I had a lot of ideas, and I'm not going to speak on it because it hasn't come to fruition yet. You know what I'm saying? And right now, like, all the things that I wanted to do, I can't possibly do them right now anyways because of just the predicament that we're in right at this very moment. So I'm not going to speak on it. But there was a lot of things that I wanted to do that I looked back and I was like, yo, like, there's no way I could have did that. Like, it's just no way I could have done that. Like, it wouldn't even have been realistic for me to do. And if I did do it, it would have cost me so much, like, stress and just stretched, you know, my finances out so far. It would have stretched me out mentally. It just would have been overwhelming, to say the least, right? So the message of the day, or the message of this video, is that, you know, take this time to figure out what it is that you want to do. But also remember that, you know, that just is not limited to trying to create a business or trying to create something that's going to create revenue. Sometimes you need to, if you want to learn how to cook, take this time to learn how to cook. You know what I'm saying? Something simple. Take this time to learn how to read a book. Take this time to go outside and plant some flowers, you know, in your flower bed or whatever like that. Take this time to clean up your room or clean up your house or whatever it is, because you've been putting it off for a long time. Take this time to catch up on some fucking sleep. Excuse my language. I typically try to give myself one curse word a video, but take this time to catch up on some sleep. Okay? Take this time to just be relaxed and zen and strip yourself down. And this is why, like, I'm comfortable with coming on here and I have my little braids and I have my little ponytail in my head with my little braids, and I did put on some lipstick because I don't want to come out look completely crazy. But, you know, take this time to catch up on sipping my tea, you know, and watching my shows. Like, there's a lot of things that we take for granted. And like, people be saying, oh, I just take for granted not being able to go out to the club. Like, I took for granted but no, what you should be saying is, I took for granted not getting the proper rest. I took for granted not being able to talking to God the way I need to talk to him. figuring out things that I took for granted, because people are so consumed with being busy and just working and working and working. We don't tend to our own personal needs. Like, I've cried so many times being at home because I realized, like, when you're alone, you're in your own thoughts. There's stuff you need to work through. I've cried so many times, and it is okay. Take that time and learn from it. You know, take that time to complete step A, B, and C. And that's it. And in this video, I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when I post another video. And also, what do I want to say? Oh, also, have a good morning, noon, and night whenever you watch my channel, and peace.